All right, okay. We've got our catchy title. We've got up the video. We're ready to react to Asmongold, reacting to Lazy Peon, reacting to playing at Last Epoch, which is almost Asmongold playing Last Epoch. Use some goofy YouTube stuff. No, I'm gonna let them do all their stuff, and I'm just gonna react to it. This is a 33-minute reaction video from like a 20-minute original video, which means this one should be about 3 hours once we're done with it, if my math is correct. All right, here we go.
People have asked me about Last Epoch, so
well, that's way too low, isn't it? I'm gonna turn this shit up.
A lot of people have asked me about Last Epoch, so we'll take a look at it. Here we go.
Last Epoch is an ARPG with a newly added multiplayer mode that initially came to Steam Early Access back in 2019. This game has 5 base classes in the form of Sentinel, Mage, Rogue, Primalist, and Acolyte.
Sentinel, Mage. Okay, so Sentinel is the warrior.
Yep.
Acolyte is like a priest, maybe? I don't know what's fun.
No.
Each of which have 3 additional mastery classes that you can spec into.
Acolyte's not a priest.
3 additional classes that each class, the base class, can be. Okay, maybe they'll they'll ascend into that class. So that's a good idea. I like that.
Basically,
Smart.
yeah.
More games
Basically.
should do that.
In terms of theme, Last Epoch combines high fantasy with time travel, and throughout the main story you'll travel to various different ages, taking on bosses, creating your own unique build with hundreds of skill tree choices,
Dumb face the thumbnail. I'm terrible at thumbnails, dude.
I previously covered Last Epoch.
By the way, I'm not a big fan of time travel things, because like if you time travel and it's like, hey, I went to Desert Storm and I have a M4. And then I'm going to go back in time to the Revolutionary War. I feel like the power scaling in that is like kind of game breaking, you know?
Okay, yeah, that's true. If we had M4s, it'd be pretty bad. Have the Addison voice down with yep. Yeah, he's right. If EHG all of a sudden was like, hey, you have guns now. Although technically, in a world where you can literally nuke your enemies with meteors from the sky, I don't know how much of an advantage it is to have an M4 anymore. So I don't think that this problem is going to really arise for LE.
Yeah, I just, and like the power scaling of it, it always, it works in the game. Yeah, but like there's a, like it's hard for me to get immersed because I just realized that it's so fake. It's more fake to me than like a fireball, because like a fireball is like a theory. Like I've never seen a fireball, right? Besides the sun. Like I've never seen a fireball or like a fucking magic missile. So it's like it's all theoretical and conceptual. But I know what a
that's what time travel is, bro. Time travel right now is theoretical and conceptual. We don't know if we can do it yet. But it's more likely that we'll be able to do that than we'll be able to make a magic fireball.
Fucking M4 is. I know what a musket is. There's no way these two things are gonna even have a chance against each other.
He talks like WoW has no time travel. True. Yeah, that's a good point. He's right though. A fireball and a musket, the musket loses every time, so that's a problem for the musket for sure. Yeah. Also, you have to be in this world for this to be a problem, right? Like, it has to be a world where M4s can exist. And in a Terra, the void happens long before they ever get to the point where they would create M4s. So it doesn't seem like there's a significant problem here with M4s all of a sudden showing up. How will you protect your country? You're gonna need fireballs. You're gonna need that. Sun is flat though. It's just chest. All right.
So it's like, because I don't fucking know anything about it, it makes me feel differently. I don't know. Like, this is just a fucking side opinion.
I'm kind of trying to understand Asmon. Is it he knows a lot about time travel and therefore it doesn't like it? He doesn't know anything about how a fireball works. Actually, technically, fireballs are real, right? Fireballs exist. I guess that's why they were saying the sun is flat, yeah? Freedom balls raining over Iraq, yeah. Fire is a lot, yeah. So fireballs are actually real, so are meteors, so is lightning. So I mean, if we're gonna get really pedantic about this, we could just say, actually, the reality is the things that we're doing in this game are more realistic, at least insofar as they actually exist in our world right now. We don't know if time travel actually can happen. We do know that lightning can hit, and we do know that balls of fire can occur, and meteors can rain from the sky. Us controlling them is a different thing, but at least conceptually, we know those things can happen. What about in the winter when the sun is cold? What?
Not a fan of time travel type stuff.
In April,
but that's his opinion. He doesn't like time travel. I get it. I don't really care either way.
Release, and me recently playing Diablo 4, I decided to check in on the game for its multiplayer update. Get to level 50.
He really doesn't like time travel.
Me in. But first, sponsor. Everyone needs a VPN, so what better choice than the #1 rated VPN?
This is the part where Skip, right? I just want to see his first response.
I should have used this yesterday.
Did you have a problem yesterday?
You know, I played Blue Protocol yesterday, and I played it with a VPN. Cannon, who helped me get the account, he gave me the account for it. The account's banned.
Okay, yeah, we'll move on from that. Yeah, though, time travel is cheaply used. Everything you've done so far is meaningless. Next expansion, true. That's a good point. If they do that, then yeah, that would be a little cheap. There's WoW players like time travel. Chrome says hi. Yeah, that was mentioned before as well, that World of Warcraft has quite a bit of time travel in it, and the story kind of relies on it. Now, it could be the case that Asmongold doesn't like that either. You might think that's cheap as well, and wishes it weren't in the game, because clearly, like, the time travel thing isn't preventing him from playing this game, so there's no reason why it would prevent him from playing that one either. You love the time travel concept? Endless content that does not break immersion? Yeah, I think it's pretty cool the way they've done it so far. Windscribe and Proton's good. You actually use both of VPNs. You just beat the campaign. When farming monoliths, is it worth completing the bonus stability part, or just kill the boss? Just kill the boss, kill enemies on the way. Don't get caught up going in like other directions trying to kill stuff. It's going to be a waste of time, less efficient. Riker actually plays now. LE, dude, they all play right now. They're all playing. It's crazy.
I
actually was in Riker's chat, like at the start of point 9, answering questions and stuff about some of the Maxwell stuff. He's a cool guy.
After like fucking 9 p.m. Oh, sorry, sir. We can't serve hamburgers anymore. It's 5:30 p.m.
I feel like you're still talking VPNs
here. Yeah, we're
out
of hamburgers. We can only serve breakfast and water.
VPN allows you to change your location.
Yeah, he's still talking VPNs. Okay.
Chop hackers.
Let's keep going.
My link in the description below, or go to now.
There we go. We made it.
Last Epoch, time travel ARPG. The last time I played this game was about 2 years ago, and I remember really enjoying it. And the game's just really...
I watched Quinn play it whenever it came out.
A massive update like yesterday, which has added multiplayer to the game. So let's check it out. 7,619 people in queue. I wasn't expecting that. Let's check out the Steam charts. There's only 18,000 people trying to play.
That's a lie.
Let's open up some more servers. What are you doing?
Let's see how many there are right now.
Oh, he's gonna check it. Oh, he's gonna check it.
Let's see.
This is actually gonna be good for the game. I think it's gonna look good.
How many people are watching it?
Because there's a lot more people playing it than he'd expect. This far out.
That's really fucking impressive.
Yeah? Yeah?
That's great.
It is fucking impressive.
It's actually going up. Good for them. Fuck yeah.
Asmongold, you need to play, bro. You need to play.
Wow. All right, great.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna be so addicted.
Thinking I'm gonna have a nice chill first impressions recording session tonight. The devs not anticipate that their game would be popular. I can see it now. Fires in the server room, people at the dev studio running around panicking. Let's check out the recent reviews. You can't give a game
the time travelers going to play LE
queues upon a big update launch.
That's the real
feel like if you're not able to play a game,
that's the real reason they made it time travel, so you could bring more people in.
I feel like that's a bad review. I think that you can. Like, it's a service issue. I think that it's contextualized. Like, I wouldn't say the game is bad because of that. But I think if somebody gives it a bad review, yeah, I think that's fair.
Was he I'm sorry, I missed it. Was he saying because there's no updates? 'Cause obviously that was an older review. It's December of 10th, 2022, 3 months before multiplayer launched. At that time, I understood people being upset about it because it was a long time before we got any updates.
It's a bit harsh. It seems like you've got separate offline characters and online characters.
The gifted time, yeah,
so
this is the
I'll be
dark time. We don't talk
returning to
about
this
that time.
game in a few days when it's less crazy. So it's a few days later after my initial attempts to play the game online. Let's see if there's no queues now. Hopefully everyone's gone to play the Diablo 4 beta, which I've just finished playing. 5 different classes. You've got the Sentinel.
The login times are a long queue. Yeah, if he was responding to that too, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna review bomb a game for that, you have to review on practically every game at launch that's a multiplayer game at this point, because they're almost everyone screws up the launch. So like you can do that, but you're just gonna hate them all. Think that the servers have long queues, people justifiably better views. You disagree? Okay, got you. I thought you said that they weren't, because there was 7,000 person queue. Got you guys. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, people are entitled to do whatever they want with it, but like if you're leaving a bad review purely because on the day 1 launch multiplayer, even day 2 launch multiplayer, it's because the queues are bad or they're having issues, they're trying to fix them. Like, I get it, that sucks, but again, D4 ain't gonna be much different, guys. Like D4 is gonna have issues. They're all gonna have issues. Warcraft's pretty much every expansion has issues. It's the end game because it's been a long time since you played a game with extensive game like this. It's so good for beta. Yeah, I agree with that. It needs more, but it's really good so far.
The Rogue, the Mage, the Primalist, and the Acolyte. Each of these have their own different subclasses. So the Sentinel has Void Knight, Forge Guard, or Paladin.
Okay.
The Rogue has Blade Dancer, Marksman, or Falconeer. The Mage has Sorcerer, Spellblade, or Rune Master. The Primalist has Beastmaster, Shaman, or Druid. And the Acolyte has Necromancer, Lich, or Warlock.
That's the priest class.
I think I might just do Necromancer. I'm not sure yet.
He's not doing Necromancer, guys. He's playing spin to win. He's playing Sentinel. He's going spin to win, and hopefully, if he wants to play something fun, he'll play Echo, Warpath, Void Knight, and he will fucking love it. Because I know what Asmongold likes. I've watched enough Asmongold. I know what he likes. That's what he likes. He's gonna fucking love it. He's gonna annihilate the content. It's gonna be so much fun.
I'm gonna have to look at a couple of different builds.
Previously, when I played last Epoch, I was a mage, and I really enjoyed it. But perhaps for the sake of this video, I should try out some melee.
Druid?
Fuck you guys for being a mage again.
Nah,
Big
I don't think
damage.
so.
Let's go. 2 different game modes.
Yeah, no, not Druid. No, not your first character.
Standard or hardcore. If your
Okay.
character dies on hardcore, it's no longer hardcore. I'm probably gonna die at
makes
some
sense.
point, so we'll just go with standard.
Okay, let's see it.
Let's not disappoint us.
He stated in himself, the less he has to do in a game, the more fun it is. Then Echo Warpath, Void Knight is the way you should go. Really struggle Berserker against Lost Ark raids. Lost Ark raids are tough. Those like even the bosses in Lost Ark were pretty technically challenging. They were pretty crazy. 1 key build. Yeah, you absolutely can.
Ourselves. I want to go for a chain lightning build,
Ooh.
similar to what I've recently gone with in Diablo 4.
Ooh,
Okay,
play
so
the
sometimes
sorcerer.
you attack the bear and your attacks just go through it. Look at that.
What's wrong with Druid's first character? Primalist early leveling is really rough. It's harder than it's just more challenging than all the other ones, and you feel really weak and you can die a lot. But I just don't think it's a good introduction to the game.
Fireball anyway, it's a bit
That's not
scuffed.
very good.
Level up our lightning ability. And mage with a shield, okay, it's a bit different. Don't see that too often.
You
Zap,
remember,
zap,
yeah.
zap.
Once you get past that, it's great, but
AoE.
you gotta get there.
Mage still feels
The way this plays reminds me a lot of how PoE played in 2013.
hell yeah, brother.
This gives me very, very strong
Liz likes 300
PoE
APM builds, yeah, he does.
2013 vibes.
pretty good in this game. Big upgrade with the staff. Take the shards and go through the time rift. Level 5, another new ability. Health's zipping down pretty quickly. Chugging those health
Leveling druid's easy, you just struggle with the first 60 levels and it's fine. True.
pots. Almost dead. I feel so squishy. Fucking hell, like one monster at
The first build that I tried to make on my own, I feel bad for Lazy Peon, because the first build that I tried to make on my own was exactly this build in PoE. And I got to like act like 3 or 4 and it stopped working.
attacks me.
This won't be that bad.
The static Nova thing.
This won't be that bad,
Level
bud.
7. Now our
Same
inventory's
PoE,
full.
fortunately.
Oh no, I remember one of the things that annoyed me about the game last time.
Oh.
Inventory. 2 minutes in.
Yeah, I am not a fan of this kind of stuff. I just think it's fucking annoying. Anytime that I have to deal with an inventory thing, I'm going to be mad.
This guy's got thousands of hours in PoE. He'll be fine, especially once they put the loot filter on. And spoiler alert, he's gonna find it in a bit.
The game and we're already doing this. Well, this game has one thing that Diablo 4 doesn't have. A map overlay where you can look at the map and move at the same time.
What?
Oh, yeah, I love that ice attack. I forgot about that one.
Oh my
it's
god.
this twice, right? W. Yeah, there's no cooldown.
I don't know
on that.
why.
It just costs a lot of mana. So if I go for like heavy mana efficiency, I can just spam.
He's reacting like that because D4 doesn't have an overlay map like that. It's got one that you pull up and you can't do anything with. Then why these guys do, at least Google a tier list before going in so they have a decent experience? I think they just want to experience it. I do this too, guys. I like when I go into new RPG, I don't look up build guides and shit. I might have some foreknowledge of like what builds are kind of good and what kind of aren't, but I like to experience them all. Like I did all of the D4 classes to 25 because I just wanted to see how they all felt. So it's probably something like that. You know, with Lazy Peon not being an ARPG main, maybe that would have given a better experience, but frankly he does fine here. Like he's gonna do perfectly fine with the build he's gonna make. It's gonna be this game isn't that hard. If he rolled Primalist it'd be a problem, but fortunately he didn't, so he should be okay.
My abilities, so they don't seem to have much of a cooldown in this game. Big damage, level 8. Combat very quickly gets better in this game once you start to unlock some cool abilities. Doesn't take long. I've got all
Are
of these
shards gems? It seems like the shards are gems here.
affixes, and the game hasn't really taught me how to put it on items.
Oh, they're crafting. Okay, I understand.
Crafting bag. Okay,
well, I don't.
I guess it's going to teach me
it.
this mechanic later on. A little.
This is actually an interesting thing for like the developers to notice that because it will show. There's a section where it shows you a little bit about crafting a little bit later, but it should probably be earlier and should probably be a bit more immersive as far as like, hey, here's the crafting thing and here's how you do it, and you know, put a thing in there and check this out. Like maybe even give you an item as a reward that you can craft on, something like that, because the crafting system is so good that immediately immersing a player into that crafting system, not immediately, but like by the point where he's here, he's questioning it, he's wondering about it, he probably should be getting more info from the game about it.
A little bit odd that it's not teaching me now. Ooh, legendary amulet.
Gambler's
100% crit
fallacy.
chance if you have not dealt a crit recently.
He chose the wrong unique for his build, but he had no idea. He had no way of knowing that.
Dealt a crit recently. The item's called Gambler's Fallacy. 12% health gain on crit. Okay, yeah, it's obviously an upgrade. That's quite a funny legendary. I like that.
The 12%, 12 health is a lot. I mean, like he's only got fucking 200 health.
There's some notes in the vid. They're pretty good about that, so they probably did.
Filter, shall we? Loot filter. Yes, we do. No bullshit. Add rule.
We found
Add
the filter.
Condition. This is quite complicated.
Oh wow.
Hide
So
all
you can make your own
normal and
loot
magic
filter.
items.
Holy
Done.
shit.
Easy. Big damage.
See, Asmongold gets it. Like, oh, okay, we can fix that whole loot issue. Assume crafting is a thing to save until endgame, but if you had understood it fully, knowing you could get substantial health buffs for a single fragment would have been huge. Yeah, I agree. The game guide is so good and everyone new misses it. Yeah, they don't really guide you to the game guide either, which would be nice. They definitely watch my videos. Like even when I was like getting a lot fewer views on YouTube, like I'd have 300-400 views on a video. They'd watch them if they were something critical or, you know, giving them feedback, and they would usually comment on them in the comment section. They're crazy good about that. Watching Peon is like no clueception.
Yeah, now we're starting to zap. It really doesn't take long at all for the combat in this game to just become really fun. It doesn't insult your intelligence and have you using like 2 or 3 abilities for 2 hours. It very quickly levels you up and allows you to dive into the talent trees and start to create your own build. I do appreciate that about this game.
I feel like the only way for you to really know if Lazy Peon really likes a game is if in 2 years he makes a life update about how he's working out and living in another country based off of after he played this game, he realized he needed to reorient his life. Because like this has happened twice now. It happened with Lost Ark, and then before that it happened with BDO. Yeah, so like we gotta wait 2 years or so after a game comes out to like really know if he liked it that much.
12, zap, and big boss pops out, and it's dead.
Okay.
Crafting. Okay. So this is where the game's finally teaching me about crafting. Oh, I only have 2 things that can be
I've
applied.
never read any of
Oh, then
this.
we can actually upgrade the affix too. Did a little bit of upgrading. Let's continue. Ooh, Some legendary
Ooh.
boots.
I like how
it does that. It gets
there's
some-
a thing
Ooh.
on the air.
I'm currently wearing
That's
grey
cool.
boots, so anything's an upgrade.
Yeah, that's
Ooh,
awesome.
another legendary. Game's just
My two
dropping
favorite-
legendaries
Wow.
on me.
My
Is
two
this-
favorite lazy peon things are ooh and big damage, big damage. I love how he does both those.
Been any good? Increased movement speed if you've hit an enemy in the last 5 seconds.
That's
I'll equip
massive.
it because it's
Holy
legendary
fuck,
and it
that's
looks cool.
huge.
Maybe I can craft some stats for it which makes it useful. Dodge through that. Freezing? Yes. I like that you can freeze bosses in this game.
It seems
Ooh,
like
got
it's
some
easier
blue
than in
items
PoE.
here. Idle. Shock. Chance to shock on hit lightning damage. Yeah, that's good. What do I do with this? Here?
Forgot about this.
My lightning ability is starting to get very strong. So that's good.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out the idle slots. I think that's just one of those things where it's like. Actually, I think it does. Doesn't it actually like tell you when you pick up the quest? It like shows you, like, hey, here's the idle slots unlocked. He must have just missed it.
I'm stronger. I don't like the spells where it says
Yeah.
this spell can do X, Y, and Z, and then there's a but. There has to be a but, and then it like the but is always the bad thing.
Right click it.
I'm just choosing
I actually don't
the
think it works in
abilities that don't have the but. I only want pros. I don't want cons.
I
It
like
must feel
that.
good to be
Smart.
an ARPG player right now. You've got so many good games to choose from. Path of Exile, Path of Exile 2 coming out, Diablo 4.
Guys, he's avoiding the butts. It's not like when you open your character screen, there's a big word idols in bold right. Yeah, he just missed it. You whiffed. It happens. I do it to games too, where I'm like playing a new game, like I can't find this thing, and someone's like, it's like literally right in your front of your face. Like, oh god damn it. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes it happens. It just do be like that.
Was not far away from full release.
Lost Ark.
Epoch's just opened its multiplayer beta.
Yeah,
I
come
mean,
on.
Lost Ark is still pretty fun.
Yeah.
So many good top-down games. As an MMORPG player, I kind of envy ARPG players because their genre's in a pretty decent state at the moment, it seems.
I'm kind of happy with our MMOs. I feel like I'm kind of happy. There's nothing that's like as good as PoE for MMOs, I would say, at least in my mind. But I'm happy with WoW. I mean, sure. I mean, every game is pretty decent.
I mean, I'd be happy with Lost Ark if it wasn't pay to win and didn't have that honing system. He's saying PoE is the best ARPG. It certainly is for him. Like, he's got thousands of hours in a PoE, and he played a lot of D3 before that. I think the general consensus is that as an actual ARPG, the spirit of what ARPGs are, PoE is the best of doing that, even though a lot of people don't like it for various reasons, including extreme complexity. It is the deepest by far, and the most ARPG feeling, I think, would be the general sentiment.
That's about it.
Remember, he's never played this game. This game is still not even at 1.0. D4 is not out yet. So it's kind of been the barometer for ARPGs for a long time now as well. Here's PoE. What do you have to offer?
Maybe
If only the state
PoE
of
is
MMOs
RuneScape?
could be so
Maybe.
strong. I don't think mobs de-aggro you in this
For a
game,
lot
if
of
I
people
remember
it is.
correctly. I think they just chase you throughout the whole zone, which is pretty fun. 90% spell crit chance. That's mad. The modifiers on some of these
I actually do think they should add in mob leashing. Because if they don't add in mob leashing, what the meta for a lot of builds is going to be is build something that can AoE and then run through the entire instance and AoE everything down at the end.
He's actually entirely correct on this, and it used to be the meta in the game. They added leashing. Like, leashing is as a thing that was added, I think it was 0.8.5. It was added. Before that, that's exactly what we would do. We would run to the objective. We would pull everything on the map to follow us, and we would just kill massive packs of mobs with like 12 frames per second, like 12 FPS. And that was just how we played. And yeah, the optimization couldn't handle it, and it just looked like shit, and it was not really the best, you know, it wasn't necessarily the most enjoyable experience either, but that was what we did. And then they added leashing, and now it's not a problem anymore. Lone Star reacts to Asmon, react to someone, react to last Epoch. Exactly, Void, you got it. The legendary craft system feels a lot like honing system. It hurts your feelings a lot. Yeah, I mean, it definitely can get like the feels bad, but at least I don't get like 100 feels bad in a row before I get a, oh my god, I'm just relieved by it. You've never been a fan of an ARPGs or seasons? You always stick with standards? See, I love seasons. I can't wait for seasons in LE, but I understand that some people don't like them. Warpath handles leashing pretty well. Yeah, it just kills everything on the way, and so you don't have to worry about it.
And that will be the meta. Mobs do have leash, that's good.
weapons is
Yep, but he was
crazy.
absolutely right on that before that was the meta.
Almost dying. The mobs here are significantly stronger for some reason.
But just
Or
do
maybe
better.
To just aggro range and drop off, yeah, it's just like if without leashing, like they just aggro you forever basically, and with it, after they get a certain distance away, they stop following you. Seasons are it for you in RPGs, yeah, that's a big for me. Do you remember times when meta Dark Shrouded Cinders and wiping boss with 200 plus aura of fire? I remember that being popular for a short period of time, yeah.
I need to build something a little bit more
Just buy
defensive
something on the
because
store
so
that
far
makes
I'm
you do
full
more
glass
damage.
cannon. Well, I've yet to die so far, which is surprising. But with how the difficulty of these mobs is increasing, I think I'll be dying very soon. Oh, the
What's the term for that in a foreshadowing? That's some foreshadowing right there. What's up, Reaper? You know, you think the legendary system is fine where it is pretty much. It's a good balance. You're excited where they get to. Yeah, I think legendary system is a great spot, but I get the general sentiment of the feels bet on it.
The game doesn't look like it really plays that well. It doesn't seem like it's really super impressive in terms of its like playability. I would say that it's probably, again, it's like it does. Well, it doesn't seem like it.
Dude, the dude's like level 8, bro. He's like level 8. Yeah, he doesn't look very impressive at level 8 either. I don't know, man. You gotta watch him play longer.
Okay, all right. Everybody's saying it does. All right.
Tools go here.
It doesn't look
I'm
like it does.
completely blind, aren't I? How have I not seen that? Bro,
Yeah, or
there's
play
this
it yourself.
big
Yeah, that'd be
thing
good
here
too.
that says idols, and I've just been
but, like,
carrying
why read
idols
that
around in my
shit? Fuck
inventory.
that.
19.
You have a spoiler. I've actually watched Peon do this already. I just haven't seen Asmon's reaction to it.
Oi!
There he goes.
First death. I teleported out of that poison as well, but I was just not fast enough. So if I was playing a hardcore character, that's where my journey would
That would
end.
be it.
What a sad way to die. It just kind of turned my brain off. I wasn't expecting a random pool of poison to kill me. Level 20. Another skill specialization slot. 2 more idle slots. Nice.
That's a
Sense
cool
of
boss.
progression in this game so far has been fantastic. Ooh, a new legendary armor's just dropped. Please be good. Less elemental damage taken. Increased elemental damage.
That's fucking nuts, by the way. Like, look at this. Elemental damage leached his health on crit, and then he just got the necklace that auto crits, and then the necklace that auto crits whenever you kill
They do go
something,
fairly well together.
It gives you fucking heals. Like, this is so fucking massive, man.
Increased crits and leech. Okay, that's absolutely perfect.
You gotta
for
think
me.
of making a
Massive
build,
upgrade.
you know?
Well, as you can see,
He's not using a loot filter, and oh my god, it looks terrible. I hope he learns to use a loot filter later. Does Runa Shaping consume forging potential? Yes.
from all of the shit on the floor,
It's loot
I've
filter
had to
time.
sort out some items.
Yeah.
I think it's time I fix my loot filter to be a little bit more
Proud
picky.
dude.
God, there's so many stats in this game.
There we go.
I love the chain lightning
the
ability
filter.
in this game. It's really fun. Chain lightning in pretty much every ARPG is always a good choice. Who
You see it in
doesn't
white and
love to
blue? Yeah, you
zap
did do that.
motherfuckers? And now we've reached the end of time, and if I remember correctly, this is where I wrapped up my previous first impressions video of the game the last time I played it. But I'm going to be playing quite a bit.
The visuals of the game, like, I think that some of them are, like, super rudimentary and, like, very indie game-ish. But you have things like this right here where you're, like, on the edge of the fucking horizon with a black hole in the background. That's so cool. I think this looks awesome.
There's a couple of points here for what he's saying. It's interesting because this was just updated, right? This is part of the 0.9 visual updates, the end of time, and he's very impressed by it, which makes sense because it's the new shit. But also, when you're watching a YouTube video, like I'm noticing this, when I'm watching a YouTube video or watching a stream, it doesn't look as impressive. I think that's true of a lot of games, though. Like, they just don't look as impressive on YouTube. It downscales them, and it's hard to see some of the visual clarity. And so I think that's a problem. He's gonna have to play the game to really see what it looks like for himself. Don't look as good when you play it as when you play it. Yeah, I agree. Dropped in Aaron's will with 1 LP. That's awesome, dude. Black hole, it's good. What?
Further for this video. Okay, so now I get to choose my mastery. Sorcerer, Spellblade, or Rune Master. It's obviously got to be Sorcerer, hasn't it? Choosing a mastery is
Hey, Axel, I think
final
it's
and
much
cannot
appreciated.
be undone. Yeah, pretty sure. My first, a green item. I've never had a green drop before. Okay,
wow,
what does
what-
this have on it? This is part of a set piece. Increased cast speed, massive armor, necrotic damage. Ooh, legend.
That's actually a really good item early game, especially on a fresh account. It's got so much armor. It's a ton of DR. A lot of people overlook it.
Legendary amulet, please be good. I always get excited when legendaries drop in this game.
Yeah.
The audio-visual feedback from rare drops is quite nice, quite satisfying.
That's good.
This one's going to be really good. +2 spell lightning damage, lightning resistance. You create small lightning explosions when you are stunned. I mean, I'm a lightning mage, so seems pretty good. Absolutely loving the sense of progression in this game so far. Every level, every stat increase just feels really impactful, and you can just feel that with every level your character's becoming more and more fun to play. An issue I had with Diablo 4 when I played it recently.
The instantaneous nature of the chain lightnings doesn't make you feel like a little bit, if you get probably a really big one and like every single attack crits, it probably feels like you're busting a nut on the screen. Like, I will say that small part of the game plays very well. Like, it feels like, boom, yes! You know? It's really satisfying. Yeah!
What's up, Ronick?
Was that my character felt like he was getting weaker relative to the monster.
Yeah, it's fun to... nuts, yellow nuts. It's fun to watch people kind of praising the combat feel when for so long the combat feel was one of those things that people criticize. They've done a good job of making it much more satisfying, especially to people who are sensitive to it. Starting to play some LED, nice. Yeah, we're reacting to the reactor reacting, exactly. That's what we're doing. We're going full, like, I don't know, troll, full meta YouTube, Twitch streaming. I really just wanted to watch this video, and I'm like, all right, we'll watch it together, and then I'll just make some trolly like titles and shit to go with it. But I just wanted to see how Asmongold felt about, because I watched the Peon one and I was like, oh my god, this is another one of those amazingly positive reviews. And Asmongold keeps putting off playing this game. Like, he keeps doing, he's like, I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna play it. It's like, I'm gonna play it after D4, I'm gonna play it after PoE. Bro, you gotta play it, man. People are telling you, you gotta play it. So we're gonna just watch and see what he thinks about this and what he's gonna say.
As I was fighting. Whereas in this game, I haven't
Lizard
really
react to my stream, perfect.
I'm just having such a chill time playing this game. I don't know if it's like the build that I'm playing that's just really fun.
This looks fun.
Just going through the levels, zapping things. I'm just having a great time. I'm just relaxing, enjoying myself. Not really.
I'll repeat myself, since I know a lot of people are probably going to ask, and there'll be a lot of comments about this. My plan is to start playing this game after I finish PoE, because the PoE season is coming out. And
see, his plan was to play this after the D4 beta. Hey, I get it. Yeah, like you said, he gets busy, but he's a stalling god. Like, I think he's doing it on purpose. He's building it up. He's building it up. He's building it. Eventually, he's gonna do it. But it's like, man, I just want to watch him play it, and I want to see his reaction to actually playing the game, because I think it's gonna be awesome. I think he's gonna have such a positive, like, of course he's gonna have things he doesn't like about it, but I think he's gonna be addicted to this game. I really do. I think this game is so Asmongold, like, as far as like what he likes about video games, what he likes about ARPGs, and I just think he's gonna like be playing this a good number of days. It is after D4 beta, true. How's Rogue? Great. Rogue's in a great spot overall. Until we run out of corners to put the cameras in as more people react. That would be awesome. We'll have Lizard up here, and then someone else will be here, and then we got like someone here. It's just like eventually the whole reaction is just reaction meta. That'd be amazing. Reactionception.
in just a few days, less than a week now. And I'm going to play PoE first, and then after I finish PoE and I hit kind of like a plateau on it, I'm going to play this game next.
Really bored or anything. I'm like engaged. I'm just in this lovely flow state with the game at the moment.
Oh yeah, I mean, anytime I'm on a computer, I'm
it's really relaxing as well. I've got this talent which increases my cast speed the more I cast a spell, up to like 20 stacks. So now I can zap really quickly.
That's really
starting
cool.
to get
I like
super
that.
fun. Zap, zap, zap. And it costs hardly any mana too. I'm having so much fun reading and choosing my build for this game, more so than most ARPGs. There's just so many interesting choices. Okay, we've made it to where we need to be.
Yeah, let's see some of
And
the
a boss
bosses.
fight.
Okay.
Admiral Harton. Some scuffed voice acting on that guy. Whatever you say, Admiral. He's trying to use lightning against me. How very dare he?
The one thing that I wish, and there's no way he could have known this. There's nothing he can do about this. But I kind of wish that Peon would had played some of the end game instead of the chapters where we get the shitty old bosses that need to be updated like really badly. Like he's gonna be just playing against these guys that don't really do the bossing any justice. That's unfortunate, but I mean they kind of hold up okay.
And he's dead. 35. Another skill specialization slot.
Lagon, he didn't fight Lagon
I
either.
didn't choose that. I just clicked on it because I wanted to see what I can spend the points in. Don't lock me in. Respec skill, minimum skill level
Kill
5.
Gaspar. Yeah, he didn't do
Despecialized
that. It
skill
was
will
kind of
remove
weird.
all skill points and experience from the skill. Despecialize that. Yeah, I think we specialize in teleport. I can't see myself getting rid of that. Shorter cooldown, and if you have haste when you teleport, its duration is reset.
Wow,
Entries
what the
in this
fuck?
game are so interesting.
He needs trade-in so his viewers can carry him.
Making your own build in this game is so fun. I haven't had a legendary for a long time. I think I'm due one. Wait, this thing's taking no damage. Blocks, if not emerged. What do you mean emerged? I'm trying to understand what that's actually.
Probably
because
he's in the red shit,
Okay. Emerge. Oh, I see. When
Explains the
he
stalling.
opens his mouth to attack. Yeah.
Oh.
Weird boss. Big damage. Zap. And
Damn.
dead. Sits.
Wait, 6,000? Bro, he was hitting for like 15 before.
What are we pausing for here? What's happening?
I'm gonna make sure we're good.
Oh, okay. Oh, did he lose it? Oh, he lost the stream. Oh, shit. Doesn't like number 6?
Is we good?
I know that feel, man. I know the
Probably
feel
Twitch.
losing stream
No,
sucks.
it was actually me. That was me, actually.
Did he hit the end stream button accidentally? I've done that too.
Oh, I see. When he opens
So
his
he opens
mouth
his
to
mouth,
attack.
you gotta shoot him.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
weird
cool.
boss. Big
Confused by
damage.
damage
Look at that
scaling.
damage.
And he's
6,000.
dead.
What the fuck?
Sits. Ooh. Legendary relic.
You made
and a
ice cream,
legendary
bro.
amulet,
That's a
and
lot of loot.
a green
What flavor?
wand. We're about to get strong. No. This legendary item is like sick for fire mages, but I don't think I can use it. 18% increased cast speed though. I think it's actually
Yeah, it's
still an
way
upgrade,
fucking
even though
better.
it's got one useful thing on it. What about the wand? Minion damage. What about the amulet?
Ooh, we gotta do
Minion
that.
crit.
Minions.
Why is this?
Minions take increased damage. 74% minion critical strike multiplier. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a very good endgame amulet if you don't know.
This game
Hazelnut.
giving me
Interesting.
so much fucking necromancer gear. Minion.
That's good for like whatever.
Every time I see one of these anywhere, I have a meltdown.
Oh, well, this is a
Good.
beautiful area. Everywhere in the game
They're
looks more
annoying.
beautiful in the ancient times, before anyone existed.
You were saying he's gonna play
This game's
Necro
saying that
before.
we should just delete humans. This
Think
looks
you
like a
play
boss
Necro.
fight room if I've ever seen one. A pretty big boss fight
you play
room as
Necro.
well. Oh, voice acting as well. Big
Wait, it's the same
damage.
admiral
I
again.
just realised that these are the two bosses that I've fought before. They're
Yeah.
just reused and I need to fight them together this time.
This is exactly what I'm saying. I wish it was. I wish they didn't do the campaign on this old ass stuff. But of course they were going to like that. He's starting from fresh. You have to go through this stuff. It's a problem of the game, not a problem of like lazy peon. He's just doing what he should be doing, and the game is just providing him with the bad bosses. It's unfortunate.
Not too difficult as a mage though. No, this was the
Well,
one
they-
you can
they
only
must have
attack when
learned
he
that from
opens his mouth.
Diablo.
And GG. 42. Ooh, what's this? It's a friend. It's a goat monster. Oh,
It's
never mind,
Cenarius.
it's not a goat, it's a reindeer. Same thing. Bro, I've been playing this game all night and the time's just been absolutely flying by. Definitely the sign of a good ARPG when it
He's
just
already
puts
level
you in
40,
that
or he played it one
grinding
day?
trance.
Holy shit.
Ooh,
Hell yeah,
we've
brother.
unlocked a dungeon. Each attempt in a dungeon requires a key. Dying or leaving through the portal
You don't wanna do
fails
that,
an
bud.
attempt. Wait, it requires a key.
Hey, Nugo,
There's
I think
one
with the
thing
phone,
I don't
appreciate
have. A key. Okay, well, at least we've learned something. Nice. Another passive point, another 2 idle slots. Very important to do the side quests in this game. Because if you skip the side...
Oh, I like how the idols are different sizes, so you can have like really, really good or big ones. Or that's really cool. I like this a lot. This is a great system. I can already tell.
Agreed. Charms
Gosh, you're
2.0.
missing
That's
out on a lot of
badass.
points.
What's up,
The
Marduar?
Tomb of Moridas. Ooh.
Oh,
this is
no.
a big
Oh,
boss.
no.
Let's see if it's
Sick, yeah.
difficult.
Oh, my favorite.
Wait, what killed
Wait,
me?
what the fuck?
Looks like a big
Another
boss.
shitty
Let's see if
boss.
It's difficult. Wait, what killed me? Do that again. Feels a bit weird that when you fight a boss,
You seen
and you
that
die
going?
to
Yeah,
it,
you walked
can
into
just,
it,
like,
boom.
run up to it without its health resetting. I feel like the boss's health should have reset there. It should have like punished me for being stupid, not even damaging me now.
And it does in the end game, which, you know, the game doesn't do a good job letting you know that, but yeah, good point.
say that and I'm almost said again. Just don't talk when you're playing games, Craig. GG.
All right,
Where are we going now? Lake Leath. Judging by this loading screen, it's going to be quite a beautiful area. What level am I? 47. 2.5 levels till level 50. It's so weird that even as you're approaching endgame, you get like gear that requires level 4 to equip. To make the gear useful, you need to invest into the forging potential and like craft it. But it's still
Oh, so crafting is like a really big factor in this game?
Correct.
Is that how it's huge? Okay, all right, that makes sense.
still feels a bit weird, like level 48 still getting gear that requires level 4 to equip. I don't know, it just feels wrong. 49.
I think that has a lot to do with him not understanding how the crafting system works, and that just because it's a yellow doesn't mean like it's going to be high level, because you're not going to get high tiers necessarily on everything that drops like that. I think once he understands it, it won't feel weird to him.
9. One more until we're 50.
I mean, he's just tanking those grabs.
Oh wait,
He's tanking them.
was that level 50? Right. I was engaging in some second monitor content and I missed the biggest level. How have I done that? Oh my god, I'm almost dying as well.
The level he's supposed to stop at.
Now I'm level 50. I can
I think the game, the gameplay seems okay. Like, if I looked at this game, like without knowing anything about it, I would want to play this game.
specialize in a final skill, and I already know what I want to go for. Flame Ward. My character's an absolute beast.
Yeah, this looks
so
really
I thought
nice.
level 50 was the max level, but no, you do just keep going. I don't know when the end game is. I don't know what level that comes into
Oh,
play.
yeah, bro, you're just
I guess
getting
once
started,
you've
man.
Finished the main story,
Oh, is he having
which
spell
I'm
echo or
surely
something?
soon finished with. Oh my god,
Who
there's
would've guessed
so
that?
much
Yeah,
mob
they get
density
addicted.
here.
What the
This is
fuck?
getting crazy. I love this game. I can't remember the last time an ARPG just absolutely mesmerized me.
Hell
like
yeah,
this.
brother.
I just feel like the way you build your character with the talent tree and skill customization, as well as the crazy multipliers on all of the items, it just makes you want to keep playing to make your character more and more OP and more crazy. It's something
exactly.
really addictive about it. It's like one more level, and
I feel like a lot of ARPGs are like that. That's what makes them so good. Is it like you're always like, you feel like you're edging, you're so close.
usually with ARPGs, it's not really my genre, but there's something about this game that's really pulling me in. Maybe I'm turning into an ARPG fan. Whatever it is, the game's
Maybe.
clearly doing a fantastic job. Fucking hell, it's
I love ARPGs.
Lets you
I
rent
think
forever.
they're fucking great. I wish more of them utilized WASD rather than click to move, or at least they gave you the option for it. But I've been playing ARPGs. As soon as I played the beta for Diablo, the first ARPG I played, truthfully, is Diablo 3. And I remember I played the beta, and I went into it because I realized you couldn't move the camera around, and I'm like, this is the worst game ever. I guess I'm just going to play it anyway, though. Because I played it on Show Us Your Dick Dylan's account. Like, I didn't even have the beta, but he installed it on my PC, and I tried it out. And I liked it. It was really fucking good. Then the game came out, and I played the fuck out of it. What does ARPG stand for? Action RPG. It's like I don't know really, how would you describe ARPG as like a general term? It's hard really to say. But it's a game like Diablo, PoE, Wolcen, Last Epoch, stuff like that. And
RPG's not really a really great term for it because it's so ambiguous. It can mean a lot of different types of games now, different genres. Like, I just call them Diablo-likes usually, or Diablo-like RPGs at this point. I mean, in shorthand, I still ARPGs sometimes, but when you say that, it's like, well, this is also an ARPG, and this is also an RPG, and like, you get into some shit that's not very closely related to these.
Lost Ark plays like an ARPG, but it's an MMO.
What I think of Wilson, missed opportunity, wasted potential. Yeah, that's Wilson in a nutshell. I started on Wilson.
3 a.m.
I don't
I've
think
been
it has to
playing
be
all day.
isometric.
You know what, the multiplayer stuff
Just a
doesn't
lot of the
even
popular
matter because
ones
I've
are.
just had such a fantastic time playing this game, just single player, going through the campaign, leveling up my character and like doing all of the builds. So apparently the game does have multiplayer and you can just like queue up with people and do this campaign stuff from level 1. But I've just had a great time playing on my own, honestly. I think the game just stands up really well At this point, I feel like this video's dragged on for long enough. I'd feel sorry for my editor because he's got like 6 to 8 hours of footage where I'm mostly just sitting there saying
Well, I don't feel bad for my editors with that because all they do is 6 hours. Damn, that's going to be a long video. Boop. All right, it's done.
To go through.
So I edit too.
To him, so let's wrap it up there. So after revisiting Last Epoch in 2023, my thoughts are as follows. The gameplay feels smooth, responsive, and impactful. The power fantasy becomes really compelling with mob density increasing as you progress. Visually, the game looks quite good, not amazing, but not terrible. The UI, voice acting, and sound effects are all good. And the sense of progression you get from playing this game is incredibly addictive. It's like a more accessible version of PoE, and every level up feels massively impactful with huge damage multipliers from items and talents.
That's what I think everybody is trying to do. They're trying to make a version of PoE that's more accessible. And you know who that includes? Grinding gear games. That's why they're making PoE 2.
The game has a rather robust loot filter. Re-rolling your talents and skills takes hardly any time to catch.
The difference is that GGG is kind of stuck, right? Like, they've got so much depth and the complexity that's expected out of their player base that there's only so far they can go to make it more accessible. Whereas EHG, Last Epoch devs, and D4, they don't have that problem. They can make a more accessible ARPG without these huge expectations from their player base that if they don't reach it, their player base riots. So they're just in such a advantageous position. Like, you would think that PoE's got the best position to like go forward in the ARPG genre, but I don't actually think they do. I think they're stuck. I think there's only so far they can move, at least immediately, to bring in more new players. Hey, Dread and friends, welcome everybody. I think they're stuck with a conundrum of like, how much more accessible do we make our game without pissing off our player base? And like LE and D4, even though D4 may not hit on some other notes that are important in the RPG genre, those two games just don't have that issue at all, and so they have an advantage there.
Up in level, and you can also invite a friend to play together in multiplayer now if you choose.
This is really cool.
I feel
How many
like the
people
game
can
did
you
a
have in a
poor job
group?
of explaining the forging potential and gear upgrading system. If you're looking for a highly story-driven cinematic experience similar to Diablo 4, Last Epoch doesn't really have much of this. Due to the sheer amount of stats, damage types, and attributes, actually getting an item that you want for your build is extremely rare.
It's interesting that he puts that in there with the first one, because if crafting had been well explained to Peon, the third one is no longer an issue. Like, yeah, it's still RNG, but crafting fills so many gaps. Like, if you just get a good base and then you know how to like manipulate the crafting system, it's pretty easy to get really good gear very early. So I think if one is solved by EHG, 3 goes away. Like, you just, because it's not real. It's real to him because he doesn't know how to deal with a crafting system yet, but it won't be real to him anymore as soon as he figures that out.
Then you've got a lot of RNG on top of that to not use too much forging potential when upgrading that gear.
Is no cutscenes really a con? I mean, it depends on the player, right? To me, no, it's not a con at all. I don't care about cutscenes. I watch them once maybe, and then I skip them every other time. They're just kind of annoying. But like, he's coming from more of an MMO background, Peon is, and he's used to like some story-driven MMOs like Final Fantasy 14, where good cutscenes can really make the game for players who care about story. So if you're in that group that cares about that sort of stuff, then yeah, that's a negative. But if you're not, then you don't care.
Overall, I'm writing this pros and cons list about a week after I stopped recording Last Epoch, but I continued to play the game in my spare time off camera. I fucking love this game.
Hell yeah!
The power fantasy and core gameplay, along with how approachable creating your own build is, feels amazing.
Okay.
Last Epoch didn't overwhelm me with builds like PoE. I went into this game and made my own fun build that carried me through the game fairly well so far, and that...
By the way, the build that I'm going to be playing in PoE this league takes 20 minutes to explain. Like, it will take 20 minutes just to explain what it is.
Yeah, what Asmongold's touching on here and what Peon is touching on here is such a huge advantage right now for LE that he could pick up this game with all of its skill trees and the passives and all of the gear and all of that shit that still adds a whole lot of depth to the game, and he could make his own build and get through the game with his own build and feel like he was powerful. You can't do that in PoE. You can't pick up the game from fresh and like make a build and like, good luck. I've seen, what was it, Preach Gaming played PoE for the first time, and I think it took him like 8 hours to figure out he could put multiple gems in his gear. It's too complex to do that. It's too hard, it's too obtuse to get into it and do that immediately. And LE can give you a lot of depth while still allowing Lazy Peon, who's not an ARPG player, to come in to make his own build, to feel like he's making good decisions, to feel like he's getting more powerful, and to make a build that can get through the content that he's doing. And that's just such a huge thing.
Feels great.
Yeah.
For me, this is one of my favorite ARPGs out right now, and I love how it put me in this chill flow state of grinding, leveling up and losing track of time whilst listening to music. Seems like an easy game to recommend that will only get better upon full release and additional updates. But that's it for this video, guys. As always, let me know your thoughts on Last Epoch in the comments below. How do you think this ARPG compares to Diablo 4 and PoE? Help us out with a like for the algorithm gods. Social media on screen. Thanks for watching.
Curious what his final thoughts are going to be here.
It's a great video. I like this a lot. I'm glad I watched it. I didn't even notice that it came out until like yesterday. So I guess it's actually today because it came out yesterday. Yeah, this is a great video. Obviously, like, I'm going to play Last Epoch. Super excited for it. And I might even do multiplayer. We'll see what happens. Zizrain did a review for it. Yeah, Zizrain
don't do multiplayer,
did like
please.
A full review.
Please don't do multiplayer.
And I'm waiting to watch his video until after I play
do server
it myself.
Don't do
That's
multiplayer.
Why I haven't watched it yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah, game's cheap too. Yeah, I mean, great. How much is it? I didn't even know it was. I don't know if it's free to play or what. I have no idea.
I don't think Asmongold's worried about the price.
Lazy Peon makes great shit like this. I love watching these videos. It's crazy to think I've watched them for like fucking shit, like 6-7 years, something like that. It's been such a long time. Holy shit. And compared to D4, it's cheap. It's $45, $35.
35.
Seems good to me. I mean, shit. And yeah, I'm gonna have to. Have you seen Atlas Fallen gameplay? No, I'll look at it in a second. I remember when
watch the Zizrain review.
Came out.
I don't know if I watched it online or not, or on stream or not.
Yeah,
I've watched it.
I'm gonna definitely play this 100%, and I do want to. I do want to min max this game.
Watch Co's on stream.
I don't want to ever play a game that I'm not min maxing. If I'm not gonna min max the game, I don't want to play it. What's the point?
Yeah, I generally agree with him on that. Like that's how I feel about it too.
Like, I want to go as hard as I possibly can in the game. That's what I like to do. Max Roll has guides. Yeah, I might look at a little bit of that, depending on, like, you know, unavoidable choices. But
Max
I like to go into
good.
things as raw as possible, you know? We'll give you all the min-max you can handle. Yeah, we'll see. You have a lot of work to do in New World. I am working on it.
Yeah, I hear good things about Max Roll.
Quite a bit. We got
the LE branch is pretty good.
You see, Vampire Service is another DLC coming.
You should check that out.
I did see that. I haven't played it since the last time that I played it on my main stream.
The Golden Branch. They're all good branches there. They're all good branches, man.
I'll definitely play it too.
Yeah, that's great. It's I mean, yeah, he just needs to play the game, right? He just at this point just needs to play. He needs to get his butt over here. He needs to play the game so we can watch him, and so we can just see him become addicted to it. And this become his new main game. And he can't play anything else. We just need it to happen now. Need to hope Asmon plays solo when he does. His teaming up is still a bad experience, but everything is solo is as Peon says, apart from restarting after a couple of hours due to memory leak. Yeah, they got some of the memory leak stuff fixed. I don't have to restart anymore, so that's good. But yeah, I hope he doesn't start with multiplayer with, like, I hope he's not on there with McConnell trying to make that work, because it's gonna affect the experience for sure. I hope he just goes solo to begin with, and then if he wants to try it later, he can. Full of bang average players at max roll. Someone tell Asmongold to select a 66 and 85 timeline. I'm sure he's gonna get plenty of help from his player base as he's doing it. They're gonna be telling him all the things to do as he goes forward. And unfortunately for him, though, trade does not exist yet, but it will. Asmongold, you'll be able to trade your heart's content as soon as the faction system comes out, and then all of your followers can give you all of the stuff. All right, let's end the video there. 53 minutes, 54 minutes, nice.